Donald Trump. Now, he arrived in a armored SUV. He is about to step into what's affectionately known as the Beast, the presidential limousine. Another reminder of the transfer of power. He arrived in Washington on an Air Force plane, not his private 757. So it is all becoming very, very real in small steps. And about an hour from now, one large step with the swearing in.
Those ties mean that they're the leaders of red and blue America.
Looks like it, yeah.
President Clinton and Secretary Hillary Clinton.
But their wives are wearing the reverse, so there you have it.
Outreach.
So, Michael, have we heard any stories along the way of what occurs in this short car ride?
Usually people getting along pretty well, and that was particularly the case in the first one of these, which was 1837, when Andrew Jackson was riding with the new president, who happened to be his vice president, Martin Van Buren. They were on great terms, but it has not always been that way. Franklin Roosevelt defeated President Herbert Hoover. 1933, they rode up to the Capitol. Roosevelt kept on trying to engage Hoover in conversation, and Hoover so detested Roosevelt and was so depressed he barely spoke. And so finally Roosevelt was reduced to saying, "Look at that building being built over there, what wonderful steel."
As we look at this picture of Hillary Clinton, your mind just can't help go there to what she's thinking. She and so many people thought that this would be her day. And at the same time, what an important symbol this is of what I keep coming back to, this peaceful transfer of power.
And let's not beat around the bush. I don't know if she's over it. I know it took her a long time. I know that, and I don't think she is in some respects. And especially when you pick up your New York Times today and you see that story about the idea that the Russian investigation continues, and every time one of those stories hits, you hear through that grapevine that it stings her a little bit more.
She got more votes than any losing candidate in history, almost 3 million more in the popular vote. And you're right, it's got to stink.
Her choice will be very interesting, how she lives the next 4 years and what she decides to involve herself in the politics of the day. And no clues yet, I don't believe, from anyone as to how she intends to do that.
And the motorcade is on the move now, leaving the White House grounds, making the short drive to the Capitol, where a very short time from now, Donald Trump will become the next president of the United States. There's former President Bush.
You know, the Bushes and the Clintons have become friends, and one thing that might make it a little easier today on the Clintons is that friendship between George W. Bush and Laura Bush and the Clintons. And, I said this before, none of the former presidents on that stage will have voted for Donald Trump. So
when you said that before, Nicole, I have to say it was sort of like, it was a wonderful observation, but it really hit me like a sledgehammer. It is such an, it did. This is why I think there has been a difficult time to unify the political world around this moment.
And probably very healthy, because I think the people that voted for Donald Trump and put him over the edge wanted a shakeup of establishment politics, not just Republican or Democrat.
A big piece of why they voted for him, quite honestly. Going by the Treasury Department now, on their way to, we'll be looking at the west side of the Capitol, which was the Ronald Reagan innovation for this day. You want to be sworn in with the Capitol looking west as a son of the West.
This is a round trip for Donald Trump. The next time he'll be going the opposite direction, and he will be President Donald Trump.
I must say that as a reporter, of course I was never in that, but I would go as part of the pool to the Capitol for the State of the Union address. It was very exciting. It was one of those things you look around and say, wow. I picked the right profession after all. All the excitement of going up to the Capitol, the anticipation, and you're in the presidential limousine. I've ridden with presidents